Hello, welcome to episode 12 of Seaside Siblings. This is the blessed episode. I'm Yusuf Sajad in Karachi,
And I'm Raksha Saad in Milwaukee.
and we are returning after a very long time. In
It's
fact,
like
this
a
is our
high situation.
yeah. We're basically gonna break it up into like the catch up into like two episodes. This is episode 12. This is like the good stuff that's happened since we last like talked.
Mm.
And the next episode will be episode 13, so you can figure out what that's going to be about.
Yes, yes.
So here's the deal. It's the first episode of 2020 of a
Mm-hmm.
new decade. Not just a new year, but a new decade.
Wow. I feel old. Old because I just also had my birthday. But
Oh
yeah,
yeah.
2020.
कैसी गई?
It was,
How it was?
yeah, we just hung out at, honestly, I didn't want to do anything like, big or whatever, but we just had friends over, and then we had game night type of situation where we played like just like board games, and we had Twister, we had Taboo. That turned into just like a shit show of everybody just screaming. We were like screw teams. Everyone would be just going around in a circle, and people were just like speaking, and everybody was just guessing with the timer.
Oh my
Yeah, but it
God.
was fun. It
Okay,
was a lot.
that's good.
Yeah,
That's
but we are going to basically just cover every good thing that we has happened since
July.
July July
Yeah,
of uh
2019.
2019, which includes
Uh-huh.
Safi's wedding. That was July 2019. That
Yeah, that was.
that was the when that was actually really fun for Omar and I, because I got to see Ammi obviously was there, but I got to see Nina on all my khalas, and I
Mm-hmm.
wanted to go back to Canada. I got to see cousins, so that was a great. I really had fun. I had a lot of fun. Omar had the best time too, so that was
Yeah,
a good thing.
I'm sure.
Yeah.
I was happy that Safi was getting married. I could not be
Yeah.
there, but I could not be there because I was there. I was in Karachi for the last term of my master's program. I
Hmm.
had to do two subjects, which was data journalism, and I had to do a news television production. And
Oh
so
yeah,
I
that was
stayed
big.
in Karachi. Yeah, that was big.
That was
So
big.
okay,
Big project.
okay. So I did not go to the wedding, but I did manage to complete my term, get my grades, and make a nice little film about a 90. What would it be like a 90-second package about the Frere Hall Book Bazaar, which I think I shared with you, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. So I got to actually learn how to use a television camera, and I can like operate it. I can definitely be a field producer for with a cameraman. I
Yeah.
know. So like that was my July, and it was okay. It was in Pakistan. It was in Karachi. I was not at my cousin's wedding, who I called and was like, "Dude, I'm so happy." And he was like,
Yeah.
obviously, he was happy to hear from me, but like, I got my cleared the last official hurdle for my degree, and completed my got my credits. So that was August.
That was
Uh,
August, and then June, July, August. August was your birthday.
yes, and on my birthday was when I shot
The
the I interviewed the booksellers and shot
Oh,
this.
right, 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 right.
Yeah, I'm gonna share that on my channel. Actually, I think I should.
Yeah, yeah. And then I'm trying to think. August was pretty like I was basically my whole year was just applying to schools
Mhm.
and trying to get interviews, which I did. August, September, I interviewed at Oklahoma for their international DMD, DDS, well,
Mhm.
DMD program for international dentists in
D and
Oklahoma.
D, D&D Dungeons, D&D Dungeons
DMD,
Dragons and Dentists.
no, it's Doctor of Dental Medicine.
Oh,
Or a DMD is, yeah, it's different, but it's for international programs. And I applied to two schools, and I
oh,
got interviews. and I got waitlisted, which is,
Okay.
yeah, it was fine. It was a good learning experience, but I like both those programs, and they're great schools.
Okay.
So that happened.
You went to Oklahoma and Pennsylvania in did you go to Oklahoma and Pennsylvania?
Yeah, I went to Oklahoma in October, in the beginning of October, and
When
they
did
that
you
was
go to
a
Pennsylvania?
really Pennsylvania was December. It was,
Okay. Okay,
yeah,
we'll get to that. By the
yeah,
way, we're trying to get this done in half an hour, so I think we'll be
yeah,
under
man.
the
No
yeah.
more 40 minutes to an hour. That's just, oh, I
Oh
can't
my
even
God.
do that.
Yeah, same. By the way, we should be since this is the blessed episode, we should bless our audience with the good news that we are no longer going to be using Seaside Siblings to catch up with each other. We do that now on our downtime on
We
our
try
own.
to, yeah, we try to just, yeah, yeah. But also, I don't want to talk about a lot of politics. That stuff just boils my blood. I've realized that I need to, uh,
Listen, I want to tell you guys, Ramsha, I missed have seen your face on your birthday in Karachi, but it was also like it was a year since I had started a year ago when I was interning at Zara Hatke, and when the Indo-Pak crisis happened, I was listening to
oh man,
the episode we did, Make Chai Not War,
oh
the
yeah, man.
2019 Indo-Pak crisis episode, which is I think episode 7 or 8 or something. I listened to that 1.5 hour. It's our longest episode. It's
It's
one of our
so,
least listened to
trust
episode. But listen, I am so proud of you. You and I did such an amazing job
me.
within a month of the Indo-Pak crisis of covering it. That 1.5 hour we did. If anyone wants to learn about what happened in the first half of 2019 between India and Pakistan, that is like I would recommend they go and listen to that because you did a great job and I did a great job.
Thanks. Listen to that with your like earphones or your AirPods or whatever in, because I cussed a whole lot. I also learned I need to, and this is, I think the only New Year's resolution I always make every year is to curse less and cuss less.
Mhm.
But it just, I don't know, man. I feel like I meet people who just bring out like the worst in me, and I don't
Okay,
know.
so
It just never happens.
let's try and keep this episode, like I said, the like let's keep it the
PG
blessed episode
kind of.
and not cast. I just saw the Harley Quinn movie like an hour ago. She
Ooh,
cast, yeah,
how was
but
that? That looked really bad. Like the trailer looked
it no
really.
no no, it was fun. It was like if you think it was bad in the way that like one of those dirty sub sandwiches which are like so full of
I gotta
sauce and
check
greasy
out.
but
No,
fun.
dirty sub sandwiches. Ew.
No, 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 but like Philly steak sandwich, like having a Philly
You know,
cheese steak.
okay. I'll give it a check. I'll give it a try. But you know what? You have to watch. We watched Parasite.
Did
It was
you?
really good. It starts off like a little bit, oh, nice, cute, but then it just takes this turn, and you're like, what? And it's yeah, it was, wow. It was really good.
Okay,
It was really
so
well done.
on a scale of Pulp Fiction to what's it called, Inglorious Bastards or Django Unchained, how where would you rate Parasite in terms of
It would be
violence?
more of a Pulp Fiction, because I feel the other two movies are very well,
Plain.
Inglourious Basterds is more like war movie, but it's more like a Pulp Fiction. Not even, no, I don't think you would classify it as any other Tarantino movie. It was just a, like you can visibly see like the class differences, and it reminded me a lot of Pakistan, honestly. The way like
It's in yeah.
the elites live, and then the way like most of the population probably lives, including like, like rural like it's just, especially in like big cities. It, yeah, I would recommend. Parasite was really good movie. And I mean, I
Uh-huh.
feel like there's not enough original movies out there, but it was brilliant
Yeah, the
movie.
good stuff. By the way, the last 6 months of good stuff is in November and September. I went with Ammi and November and October. I went with Ammi and Abu to watch like original films, and they had
Yeah,
a great time. I'll tell
yeah,
you about
it's
it in a
always
bit.
refreshing and nice. Yeah, that
Yeah, yeah.
was, but I'm trying to think. Okay, I
So
oh,
back to September and August. What happened with you?
September and August was just me applying and getting frustrated from what I can remember. September, October.
Okay,
Uh,
but like
yeah.
okay, so September was not when you went to Vietnam.
November. We were in October. We were gearing up to head over to Vietnam. So Umar's 34th birthday, which, by the way, side note, he didn't realize he was turning 34. He thought he was turning 33. It was the funniest thing ever. Yeah, I was like, oh, it's going to be your 34th birthday. And he's like, no, I'm turning 33. And I was like, dude, you're 85. Like, even I can do that math. And he was like, no. And then he, like, called his best friend and was like, Ben, how old are you turning? And then he's like, I'm gonna turn 34. And he was like, oh shit, 33. And he's like, oh shit, I'm a year older than Ben. I'm turning 30. He didn't know. It was the funniest thing.
I'm
But
sure it
yeah,
was.
Umar and my sister-in-law Sada, for their birth, she was turning 30,
Uh-huh.
and she's a big traveler. So she this year for her 30th birthday, she was like, I want to go somewhere international and crazy. So, and she was like, I want you guys to come with me because Umar's birthday, we can celebrate together. So it was an
Cool.
awesome idea. And so we were like, dude, pick wherever you want to go and we will come. Like, so she picked really, really good. Sud picked Vietnam and it was the best time. And yeah, October, September was just most like gearing up
A
to
lot
leave
of traveling.
for that trip.
What?
It was a big, big
Yeah.
trip.
Can you
Um,
tell me about Oklahoma before that? Like, what I did not
I
really hear
just,
much. By the way,
yeah,
great getting to Oklahoma, which is like another state in America. Good job.
yeah, dude. Oklahoma was I knew nothing about Oklahoma and except for the fact that they have a lot of tornadoes, but I really liked. They just seem like really friendly, nice people there. And when I talked to Vasim Chachu, he was excited. I had an interview, but then he was like, "Ooh, red state," and I was like, "Oh yeah," but
Ah, whatever.
it
That
was
that
really
should.
fun. Everyone, especially like the faculty and everyone there, they were just the nicest and made you feel really comfortable. And it was my first ever, ever, ever interview for an international dental program. So I was, everyone was very nervous and they really helped calm our nerves. My interview was amazing. I mean, I had the best time during my interview, but then everyone who was interviewing, everybody was very like competent and it was a very competitive environment. It was, yeah,
Good.
like 900 and something people applied and they only interviewed 30 people and they picked like 11 out of
And
us.
and you were part of the 11, right?
No. The 11 got accepted and then 9 got
Oh.
waitlisted.
Oh, okay. I was like, I had trouble tracking this back then in September. I was like, I don't understand what was happening. I had other stuff
It
happen,
is a
but
confusing. It's a very confusing. Like when I describe it to people, they're like, "What? You don't
yeah,
have like the MBBS situation where you do USMLE part 1, part 2 and 3 and then you just do a residency." And I'm like, "No, man, it's way harder for us and it's way more expensive for us." So, yeah.
yeah. Yo,
Yeah.
I was thinking D, Dungeons and Dragons and Dentist. What would it be like if you were like the dentist for a dragon? I was
I
just
think
like
that would
thinking about.
be so fun. There's, by the way, dentists for like pets. Like I saw this post a few years ago where where
Yes.
dog needed braces, and I was like, "That's an option. Why did no one tell me? I would do that." It was really cute.
Tell me
Um,
more.
but yeah, this dog needed ortho treatment, and I was like, "Oh my god, that's the cute." Okay, like, have you just picture a dog with braces, man? Are you kidding me? Like, that's the
That is,
cutest thing ever.
it
But
is.
so that was my October, and then
Yo,
November we
one
just
last
yeah.
thing. What about the dentists who have to handle like reptiles or big cats like
I have
crocodiles
no
or
idea. I have no
lions?
idea what that part is. I feel like it's like a vet's. You go to vet school and then you maybe specialize in like animal dentistry. I don't know, but I
Oh,
also saw Omar showed me this post where a tiger had a big ass like gold crown on it. It's like canine.
no.
And it's really cool. Yeah. I
No.
was like, what? How would you even like you prep that too? So oh my god, but it's pretty cool to see these things.
I am impressed and scared at the same time. You would have
Can
to
you imagine
anesthetize
a
that.
tiger coming at you with like a gold crown on its like canine? That's pretty badass.
That's the last thing you would see, Ramsha.
Yeah, that's true. You're like, oh, the irony, and then chomp, you're dead.
Yes.
Yeah.
But no, the dentist who did that, he'd have to anesthetize it. Okay, let's
Oh,
get to Vietnam. I think let's get to Vietnam. Talk about like.
Vietnam was amazing, man. It was my God, it was Sud picked so well. We okay, so we did like 1.5 day in every city, but then we realized that's probably not the way to do it because we got really tired. Omar and I went for 2 weeks, and as
Mhm.
soon as we found out, okay, Vietnam, what can we do? We found these cave tours
Yes.
in like central Vietnam, like rural Vietnam, and these caves are like a whole like camping situation. You need to like hike to the site, you swim through these rivers to get to these caves, and we felt like we were on planet Earth. Like I was in tears that I could see these things, and it was just these caves were not small. There
Oh.
was it was like it was in these limestone rock formations, and you cannot walk to these caves. You have to swim through rivers, okay? And we didn't know that. We thought it was like, oh, cute, like swimming. So Omar like emailed them like before booking it. He was like back in like August. He was like, my wife is not. He's like, my wife is not the strongest swimmer. And I was like, dude, just tell them I'm dead in the water. He's like, no, she's not the strongest swimmer. Will she be able to do this 2 day, one night camping through the rivers and shit? And the company emailed back saying, listen, if we have to drag her on our shoulders, we will do that. Like she'll be fine, she'll be alive. And so after that we booked it,
Uh,
and these guys were just awesome, man. First of all, we needed hiking boots, and these guys were hiking these big ass mountains and hiking inside these like sharp stone rock caves with, I shit you not, bata chappals. Like it just bata chappals.
what? Wait,
Yeah,
chappal? Not even
Ch-
tennis,
like
bata
sandals,
tennis.
okay? Like rubber ke sandals, okay? And I was, I
Oh
looked
my
at them and I was like, are you guys gonna be okay? And they like looked at us like, fuck off, man. Are you kidding me? Like, this is our job. And then
God.
they contorted their like feet, okay? Like the way
What?
they were hauling ass, man. I was like very impressed, and they were just the nicest people. And when it came time, first of all, the tour that Umar booked had the most swimming required. And if
What?
you know me, if you're listening and you know me, I cannot swim. Like that's it. If swimming is required, like I have a strong fear of water. Okay, like any body of water, I have the biggest fear.
Yeah.
So this guy, so like when we were in the van, they were like, "Does anybody have any like allergies or anything you're specifically scared about?" And I just shot my hand up and I was like, "Listen, I cannot swim. I don't know how to swim." And so the guy, whose name is Bao, by the way, the leader of our camping tour, whatever hiking
Yeah.
group, Bao
Yeah.
was like, don't worry, I will keep an eye out for you. We will have someone who will help you. And he said help. And I was like, oh, I have to swim. Oh. And we have life jackets and everything available to us. But then when we got to the first river,
Yeah.
Bao said something to this other gentleman in Vietnamese, and he like took me. He was like, "Come here," basically. This other gentleman, his name is Juan, and Juan just in like doesn't speak a lick of English, and he taps his shoulder and indicates to me to put my hand on his shoulder, and I was like, "Okay, dude, Juan, fucking Juan." Took me, swam for me, okay, dragged me across 4 rivers, okay, throughout
What?
2 days. Yeah.
I,
One was the only reason I was alive, okay? Like I didn't stick to Umar at all. I was stuck to Juan. I was like, Juan, you are gonna save this man. I mean, दुआएं दी है मैंने इसको, ठीक है?
yes,
But it
I
was
am grateful
incredible.
to that you're here.
Yeah, it was
Holy
incredible.
shit.
Yeah, yeah. And then the things we got to see, we would swim into these caves, like hike a bit within the caves, and then there would be large openings. And these openings, it was all covered, it was all cave. You could put buildings like skyscrapers in these caves. That's how enormous
Nice.
they were. And no sunlight. No sunlight, just the only light that was there was from our helmets.
Holy shit.
And yeah, it was the most incredible thing I've ever seen,
Wow.
experienced, and done. And it was awesome to have like a group of strangers who, at the end of these 48 hours, we like been through a lot together. And it's like, it's nice. It was really, really, I would recommend it to anyone who's able to do it. Definitely.
Wow. Two questions, three questions. One, did you see any bats? Two, what other
Oh,
animals did you see? Three,
so many.
Sadaf manage to swim across the
No,
river
Sud.
on her own?
This was the second week of the Vietnam trip. Sud left after a week, and
So
then
did
we.
Umar swim?
Yeah, yeah. Umar had a GoPro on the helmet. He was fine. Umar was like doing backstrokes and he was chilling. He in fact was like, please take my wife so that I feel better. And he was like, I feel better that this dude is gonna take care of you. It was, trust me, it was better this
That's
way.
old joke. Old joke. Please take my wife. Please take
Yeah,
my wife.
man. He was like, please, Juan, take her. Like, Umar and I would start talking in the middle, and then I'm like, oh, I have to go to Juan. I have to go to Juan. He's like, yeah, Juan just took care of me, man. It was, yeah, it was awesome.
Lol. Oh my god. Oh my god. That is
Really
ridiculous.
cute.
This is
And
ridiculous.
dude, this
Uh,
Juan, by the way, this Juan had a dad bod. This man had like a beer belly, but his arms and his legs, he had like his like calf muscle was freaking like iron. Okay, this man had legs, but he had a dad
I'm
bod.
s-
He was like
I'm
48, 40 years old. He couldn't have been more than, yeah.
Ramsey,
He was
getting
definitely.
through a jungle is bad enough. Getting through the mountains in a jungle is sounds psychotic. And a
Dude,
rainforest
was
mount.
it was the most physically demanding thing I have ever done in my life because you have to hike through farmland. First of all, to get to these mountains, you have to walk through miles and miles of farmland, then hike up these mountains. It's not like right there. You have to go through hills and mountains to get to where the rivers start and then get into the rivers, then go into. It was like we had to work out. Umar and I were working out to prepare our like stamina, like get everything
Hmm.
ready. But yeah,
Okay.
it was incredible, man.
All right. So, did you see any animals?
I saw bats in the cave and I was really scared I was gonna get rabies. We got so many shots, by the way, before the trip. We got so many shots. There was one shot that we did not get. It was called Japanese encephalitis, and it was a
Okay.
$500 shot. And I was like, listen, man, I'd rather get this disease. Fuck the shot. I'm not doing it. But we
Okay.
didn't need it. We weren't like that side of like Cambodia or wherever, but we were prepared. We were well prepared.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, that's amazing. I like bats. When I walk around Askri 3 and the near sunset,
Yeah,
I run into
we
bats.
had bats in our backyard when we had that banana tree, I think.
Was that in Karachi or in
Yeah, that was in
Gurgaon?
Karachi.
I don't remember the banana tree. I remember
Don't.
I walk around in the afternoon and I bats fly across me and I kind of like am fascinated and like enjoy their presence. They just like swoop by and it's
No,
like
when they
kind of
stick to your face and
cool.
they give you rabies, it's not
No,
kind
bats
of.
don't stick to your face. Bats are scared of you. Bats know to avoid humans.
Dude, there were a lot of bats though. I was like, ugh. And then pani mein, when we were swimming through the pani, there was like white stuff all over. That was the
Oh,
dry. Sorry.
oh,
And I was like,
oh,
oh,
go
I was like, Umar, what
no.
is that? Is that bat shit? And he was like, just don't open your mouth. I was like, okay.
Oh my God, that is freaking guano. That is bat
Oh,
poop.
I know. Yeah, man.
That's an insult to Batman. You smell like guano.
Dude,
You
we smelled like all kinds of rancid by the end of the. We didn't shower, okay? You know how clean me and Umar are? We couldn't
yes.
shower.
Okay. So that was your Vietnam trip. Anything else you want to add before like telling me about Pennsylvania?
When I was on my Vietnam trip, when we landed in our layover going to Vietnam, I got an interview call from from Temple University, which was like one of my top five because it was their clinical program is very strong. So I was very excited, but I was also very nervous because
Hmm.
it was in a month and I wasn't in America to prepare adequately. But I went and I interviewed, and it was a very long interview. It was like a 4 day interview process. But yeah, again, I met awesome people. I'm gonna apply again because I that program was really really good. It is really really good. But I got waitlisted there too.
ठीक है.
And then by the end of it, I was very frustrated. I kept telling like people I was interviewing with, I was like, dude, this is my first cycle and I got waitlisted. But then they were like, dude, people get accepted after like three cycles. Like you're gonna go through this again before you get accepted. So just be grateful that you at least heard you were waitlisted at the two schools that you interviewed. I was
Okay,
like,
that's
oh
good.
yeah, okay, that's a good point. But yeah, that was it.
Yeah.
Then yeah,
So you live in Milwaukee, which is a city. How green did you find the greenery in Vietnam, and how green was
it
Pennsylvania?
was
Tell me about that.
It was in December. So Pennsylvania was in December, so it's pretty much like greeny, cloudy.
Ah,
Um, so it was very much the same as Milwaukee back when, I left for Pennsylvania. But Vietnam was, dude, it was, it was, we went in November. It was hot. It was like 36 to 40 degrees Celsius. And it
yes.
was really cute because everyone was like, this is our winter. And we're walking around like shorts. And like, I was like, dude, I love your winters. This is really good. But it was cute. Everyone there they were in jackets and stuff at night. But yeah, it reminded me of Karachi. I was like, chalwe.
Yeah.
But it was
Milwaukee.
warm.
Yo, seriously,
warm.
Canada, after Canada, like Karachi winters, I walk around and people are like, where's your jacket? I'm like, I'm having fun right now.
Yeah, dude,
I
that's yeah.
like legitimately summers here. I'm like fucking Mr. Freeze from Batman and Robin, where he was like in a freezer box, and I come out in November and I'm just like in a shirt and in a
But I
button-up
like
shirt.
that. I like that about Karachi winters. You can walk around. It's a little bit deceiving because subah mein it's like thodi dhund hai, and then afternoon is like hot, and then evening you can just light sweater is fine.
Yeah. Yo, legitimately, I am so. I have to tell you, I realize that you and I are basically either Karachi or Great Lakes. Like that is
I
in our life.
Yeah, no, I get what you mean, but I heard this winter everyone was telling me it was extremely cold in Karachi,
Oh
like
God,
compared to.
it was like really strange. Everywhere else in the world was reporting that they were having warmer winters. Karachi had the coldest, one of the
Dude,
coldest freaking winters
yeah,
ever.
one of my friends in London, she was like, it's 7 degrees Celsius in, I'm saying Celsius because obviously the rest of the
Yes.
world normal. In London, but in Karachi it's like 3, and I was like, oh, that's
Yeah. It was not zero, but it came very close to zero, and we were surprised and
dude.
shocked.
But you know what? You want to hear something insane? Pichle hafte last week it was negative 26 degrees. It was negative 18. Okay, it was negative 18 Celsius, but it felt like negative 26 degrees Celsius. And you couldn't go outside and breathe in. Okay, that's how cold it
That
was. It
that is
reminded me of like the day after tomorrow, that scene where he's like, don't breathe the air, you'll die. And I was like, oh, yeah, that's gonna happen.
yeah, that is bad. So, okay, so my winter was really good. Like what happened with me, September, October, the really nice things was that I took Ammi and Abu to watch. I got to drag my family out of the house and go watch some good films, and they were original films. One was Once Upon a Time in Hollywood,
Awesome.
and
Awesome
Knives.
movie.
Oh yeah, and Knives Out. Okay, so Knives Out, I think I'll talk about that was a later film. That was like in a regular theater in the DHA Newplex, and Ammi and Abu, I said, okay, this is original. This is none of the. There is no
Yeah,
superheroes here. This is all original, and they enjoyed it. And
yeah.
Ryan Johnson, I feel like I could do a series of YouTube videos on the films of Ryan Johnson because he's only
He,
made four.
yeah. Didn't he
Did you?
make one of the Star Wars movies?
Oh yes, my
Right?
favorite
Right.
one. My favorite one, the one in which you and I we were coming, but we that was one of the last ones we watched. Yo, I
Yeah.
miss having you around,
I know,
Ramsha.
I know. I know, I was like, damn, I went to see Star Wars, Abhi, I told Umar, I was like, man, Bhaiya and I usually always go and watch at like the first show at midnight. Bhaiya and I always, and then we always like, my friend Shiraz came with us, Pishli Bar, with his friend,
Yeah,
remember?
yeah.
It's, yeah, I thought of you too. I was like, oh man, okay, like,
Even by the way, before you left for Canada to get married, we watched like I got into a minor dust up, but I got home early to take you to go watch The Rise of Solo or whatever the hell that
yeah, yeah.
called.
Rise of,
And
no, it wasn't, it was just solo. It wasn't, yeah,
it's
it was just
Solo,
solo.
it's called Solo. Yeah, Rise of Skywalker was the is the last one, which was a disaster. but it was a fun disaster. And
Mm-hmm.
Jedi was Ramsha. It was amazing. Ryan Johnson. Okay, can I? We should do an episode on Star Wars in the future, just where we just talk
That's a
about
good
it.
idea, actually.
I
It's
think.
funny you should mention that. I was watching New Hope yesterday with Umar and one of our friends. He has the unedited
Uh-huh.
original New Hope and Return of the Jedi. So we were watching that, and it was really good. Yeah,
Was.
the uncut, like the unedited stuff is all still. I think it still is good.
Yeah. So I'm like when we watched Solo, and it was bad. I realized, okay, we are this. I'm
No,
glad.
I
Uh,
like Solo.
yeah, it was a good film, but it wasn't a great film, and that was the thing.
Okay, well, the new Star Wars trilogy has
Listen,
not been
listen.
great.
When we were coming back home from the Last Jedi, you and I were actually legitimately happy before the bullshit train started on the net and everywhere else. Which, like, frankly, I will say that people propagandized immature people who are still stuck as the children they were in the late 70s and early 80s.
No, I
They
will say
they're the
no.
ones
I
who were.
understand that. I understand that, but I will say now that all three of them are out, the middle one, Return of the Jedi, whatever,
The
was
Last Jedi.
the last yaar ye jo beach wali nikli thi yaar.
Uh-huh.
I don't even
Last.
bother remembering their names in order, but the
Uh-huh.
middle, this plot was everywhere. I'm sorry, but the plot
You
was.
want the plot everywhere? That's the Rise of Skywalker. That's
Yeah,
actually the
I
Rise.
mean, I don't know, man. That was. I
No,
feel like
no.
the newer one. Anyway, I don't want to make this.
Yeah,
We're
we
already
should make
30 minutes
about.
out.
But
I don't want to be talking about
Knives Out,
freaking Star
we'll
Wars
talk
for
about
like.
this later. That's for another time. Did you watch
Yeah.
Knives Out? What did you
No,
think?
we haven't. I'm gonna watch it at home when it's out on Amazon
I
Prime when I
will watch
need.
it. I'll watch Parasite. You torrent Knives Out. Just watch
No,
it.
I cannot torrent, man. The internet people know when I do it. I downloaded one
How?
movie illegally, and Umar got an email saying someone at this address has illegally downloaded a movie, and Umar was like, "You cannot do this." And this is when I didn't have my green card, so like I was like,
What the fuck?
"No, yeah, yeah,
What
yeah,
kind
yeah."
of Chinese surveillance state are you fucking living under, Ramsha?
Yeah,
The
man,
what?
I got really scared. I was like, "Ooh." So when I come to Pakistan, inshallah, I'll be up to that
What
shit.
the fuck is wrong with America?
Man, I mean
I'm sorry
piracy.
to
I get
quote
it. I
now,
get
but
it.
I was like,
But at the same time, I was like, "Ooh, Big Brother's watching." Okay, it's like,
dude, screw them. Canada at least has more freedom. No one ever sent us an email over there.
yeah,
You torrented stuff all the time, right?
yeah. No, 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 no. I would watch stuff online. Started
No, but
torrenting
we
when I
did.
came back to Pakistan.
No, but we did torrent. Well, I torrented stuff
I
as
didn't.
a.
I didn't torrent until I was in Pakistan. Anyway,
But, but anyway, coming back, Knives Out. Okay, so
time.
me and you were happy with that,
Yeah,
and we
they were
watched.
like, "Watch it." I was like, "Okay."
Yeah, yeah, and but the one that we really had a good time was Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, which me and Abu I specifically requested because it was a period piece set in the 60s, which both Ammi and Abu grew up in as kids and
Yeah,
loved. We
and
went
and
and watched
and
it.
because my boyfriend is also in that movie, obviously they want to
Okay, we'll
watch
get
it.
to him. We'll get to it. We went to Newplex and we basically watched it in the best theater or in all of Karachi, the
Yeah,
Royal Theatre of Newplex, in Newplex in DHA. And Ammi and Abu, I said, we have to do this for this film because you will
yeah,
like
yeah.
this film and you'll have a great time. And all of that happened. And Ammi and Abu were so happy that they watched like this film set in the 60s, which was good in a
Oh,
great surrounding. And they had a great time and they talked about it and they were
they liked
happy
it.
with
They
the
really liked it.
they liked a Quentin Tarantino film. Our
Dude,
Pakistan
okay,
friend
you
liked
know
a Quentin
what? That has become my gauge because people who are not like you and I grew up watching a lot of film, like different kinds of movies, than a
Yeah.
lot of our. I feel like I've noticed that a lot of my friends, they were just like, no, I'm fucking Tarantino. But
Mhm.
people who said they didn't like Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, I noticed were the people who don't know shit about film or cinema or don't appreciate it because it was one of his like I think after like Pulp Fiction and Kill Bill, I really liked it. It was like old school Tarantino, and
Yeah.
it was like the way he does his like stories. He takes something bad that happened, gives it a good ending. The way he did with like Inglorious and Django. I know.
Oh,
I really
yeah,
liked
he's
it.
been doing that since Inglorious.
Huh?
Okay, there's this thing about Tarantino. They said since 9/11 he's been doing revenge films, but
Yeah.
I which is like all of Kill Bill,
Yeah.
the Grindhouse films he did in 2007. But then since Inglorious Bastards, he's also been changing history to make it more positive with like the
Mhm.
Hateful Eight, Django
Yeah.
Unchained.
Yeah. I've noticed that too. I like it. I really like how he
Yeah,
changes. Yeah, I like it.
just
So I really
basically,
like, I'm
yeah,
excited for his last movie, whenever it may be.
yeah, yeah,
Um,
yeah.
but yeah.
and it was, and by the way, all of it was really fun. It was really good. Oh, we praised the dog. Of all the things to praise in a film, we were remembering, yo, okay, spoiler for Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. By the way, you and I basically have a we've been watching films together since you were in, like, I think grade 11 or 10, 11 or 10 in Canada. So we have a little film club going, frankly speaking.
Yeah, I
Uh,
was, you were gonna say Star videos back
yeah,
in.
probably. Yeah, we've been doing that. But here's the thing. We praised the dog because the dog did what our dog Pepper did, which was protect the fucking
She was a
house.
good dog, man. She was a very good. She was a smart girl.
Yeah, 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 Peppers was amazing. Yeah, and Ami and Abu were praising the dog in a film. I was like, wow, that's
Dude, I talked to Mama today, and I was like, "You guys should get a cat. It's really nice." And like, she's like, "No, no, 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 no. I don't बिल्ली नहीं चाहिए मुझे." I was like, "Okay." She's like, "कुत्ता रखना
oh,
है." I was like, "Okay."
I
I
am
expect Mama
so
and Abu to end up being dog people.
oh yeah, yeah, yeah. I am so in favor of a dog. Speaking of pets though, you want to talk about the other good thing that happened, and then
Yeah, Umar and I, so when we came back from Vietnam in November, we always wanted to have like a little like pet,
Mhm.
uh, and we got a kitten, and we named the kitten Bao, after the our group leader, our camp leader, and yeah, we named, it's a she. He was a he, obviously, but we named her Bao, and she's so cute. She's a rescue, so she's not like any like high class breed. We were like, we're not gonna buy a cat that's like, purebred and all that. We're gonna give a living thing that needs a home. So one of the dental
Yes.
assistants who we're very close to, her mom, she rests. They have a lake house, and people for some reason just dispose of animals there, like dogs and birds in boxes and kittens and stuff. So she found Bao when she was a few weeks old, and she nursed her back to health. And when Bao was like 3 months, she was like, "Oh, I want to find people to family to adopt her." And Jackie, the dental assistant at the VA, the hospital that Umar works at, she was like, "I know the perfect people." And then we hung out with Bao for a little bit, and we loved her, man. We were like, "Let's take her home now," and we did.
Yes, and she is, from what all the pictures and videos I received,
Yeah.
a little stinker who you guys love.
Yeah. Yeah, she got neutered recently, and that's when I realized I'm going to be a very probably be a helicopter parent, because we had a big ski trip planned. But then because her incision opened up and she was just, not feeling 100%, I was like, I'm not going, Umar, you go. And I stayed back with her. But yeah, she loves us. She knows us. She knows her
But
name. She's cute. She's a cute little thing.
the cat was bleeding all over the apartment. So sad.
Oh
Truly
no,
sad.
no, no, man. It was so scary. But I don't want to think about that. I was
Yeah,
very
yeah,
upset
yeah. She's
during that.
but she's healthy, happy, and bouncy,
Oh
and
yeah, she's back to being a little shit. Yeah.
good, good. You're having fun with that cat. Okay, so the two big things finally that happened with me. In December 2019, I graduated from IBA and became an IBA grad. Oh
Woo!
yeah, I am shocked too. It's 2 months later. I'm happy. I'm glad it's happened. Alhamdulillah, it was really fun. The graduation ceremony was amazing. There
It
was,
was, yeah, dude. It
yeah,
was
you saw
got
it on
coverage.
Instagram, on
That
story, on
I was sad. That was one thing I think from this whole year that made me, I think, like sad that I wasn't there for your graduation.
yeah, I swear to God, I really wanted you to meet my class. You would.
Yeah.
This podcast is, by the way, because I was in that post grad degree. It started out of like an audio reporting class, and now I'm continuing it. So
No,
this is
it's
a
awesome. And everyone in your class, they sound like really good for good people and like genuine people. They and like
yeah.
yeah, yeah,
Alhamdulillah, yeah. Like
yeah.
we are literally the first class of CEJ, the Center for Excellence in Journalism. So I just like as a show off, as not even as that. I just basically say, yeah, we're CEJ first class.
Yeah, dude, it's like you should own it for sure.
It is an honor. It is an honor. We're the first class. It was experimental, and we got it.
I I also didn't know, sorry to interrupt you, that this like whole program was basically for through the American like embassy, or
Yeah,
like there was like
it
some
was.
application.
There's a State Department grant. There was basically a
Yeah,
State Department grant, and they gave us what it bought for us was an actual television studio and a
that's what I think
production
is like
control
super
room.
super impressive. I think that's
Yeah,
so impressive.
yeah. And the students, the third batch is right now going through this program, and what they get is that they learn how to run a television
Yeah.
program. That
I
is
don't.
in
Yeah,
Karachi.
I
That's
mean,
amazing.
that's, yeah. I was so happy to hear that you were got in, and you this is what they were doing for you guys, and when you graduated, it's a huge thing for Karachi, man, and like,
It
yeah,
is.
you
Yeah,
should be
we're
proud. You should be very
thank
proud.
you. My class is amazing. I love them. We had a great time, and we were all over the Instagram stories. And the next
Yeah, it
day,
made the news. Like it made the news.
yeah, we were on like the next day on the metro section of Dawn. There were three news, and all of them somehow related. One of them was our graduation from IBA. The next was something else which was related, and there was a third one. I'll remember it sometime. But they were all like December 7th was the graduation, December 8th was a Sunday, and the Sunday metro section cover was all related to us. Like
Mm.
Sundays, weekends in December is basically when all the big universities in Karachi have their graduation ceremonies.
Oh, I see. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
I
So yeah, so
I'm
I think we shared it with some other university, and it was good. They had multiple chief guests so that the kids would come in from different ends of the stage, get their degree, and walk off.
Oh yeah,
And
yeah. It's
yeah,
like it's like a rotation, man. You gotta keep going.
yeah. They had like two or three chief guests basically. One was the guy who started, I think, the TCF. One was like Mr. Pirzada, I believe, who is or Sheikh or Pirzada. I don't remember, the economic advisor, chief economic advisor for the federal government of Pakistan. And the third was the provincial minister who came in
Oh,
late, but he was like, "Yes, let's get this going." And I apologize for being late, but I was opening a road, and it was really Yo, we were the loudest. By the way, the CJ had like 9 or 10 kids, but because we were master students, we were seated up front and we were loud and cheering everyone. And we even cheered on the only PhD who was graduating that year. Like, we basically were like, okay, our friends were like, oh my God, there's this one PhD in computer science sitting next to us. We are going to cheer her on. And so when she went on, we all raised the roof for
oh,
her.
that's
And that
cool.
was, yeah. So to end this, we've shot past our half-hour limit. Let's wrap it up. I got a job the Tuesday after my Saturday graduation, and now I work at the bigpicture.pk.
Which
So
you should link. I think it's you
yeah,
guys come out with really good stuff.
thank you. Yeah, we covered the other fest last week. It was amazing. I also want to link my Instagram, which is Yusuf underscore Sajad at Instagram. I don't know. You just Google Yusuf Sajad Instagram. Yusuf, yeah, it's Yusuf underscore Sajad. Instagram.com/Yusuf underscore Sajad. So, Ramsha, do you want to like recommend anything before we wrap up?
Um, I recommend everyone have a good day, have
Absolutely.
a positive outlook on life. That is
Yeah.
all.
You know what? Same. Because this is like the blessed episode. Not to be corny, but have you heard that phrase, hashtag blessed?
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, I just wanted to reference it. I don't want to
Yes.
reference it in reference to us, but like, yeah, so we had like a good time. We're gonna have like all the other stuff that happened on episode 13. That's gonna be the cursed episode. So, Ramsha, you want to wrap this up?
So that's it from us, you guys. Join us next week, hopefully sooner than months and months and months like it has been.
Oh no,
Um,
we're taking this pro. We're taking this pro.
yeah, we're gonna try and stay good, and please let us know if you're listening. It
Yeah.
would be encouraging, if anything, because we do this for each other, and then it'd be nice to, from a year from now, listen back and stuff like that. But yeah, let us know if you're listening, if you like it, if you what you don't like, and yeah, what you want us to talk about, and we're gonna try and take this further. So yeah, thank
Okay.
you.
All right. Yeah. Thank you, Ramsha. You had fun?
I had fun. I always have fun doing this.
Of course. Same here. Chalo, yeah. Take care, yeah.
Bye,
Okay.
Bhaiya.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye, Ramsha. Take care.